Yeah, I know. Dumbass bitch. Oh, by the way, did you see my recommendations for December? No one said anything, so
Oh yeah, I did. I was in a crisis
Did you send
yesterday,
it
and when you
today?
sent that, I was running late. So
no, I sent it. I think maybe yesterday because a while ago I was suggested doing Don't Open Till Christmas, where not the movie, but like the theme, where it's like
Mm.
we watch something new each
Oh,
week,
sure.
but like Christmas stuff. So there's one called It's a Wonderful Knife, I think, which I've heard terrible things. Austin liked it, but Austin likes everything. And then
before we get started, let's go ahead and salute to
Mm.
Thanksgiving.
wait, sorry, text message. What's everybody drinking? What's everybody's poison for today?
I got tequila.
I
Why
have
do you have a coffee
bourbon.
mug?
That's the way I do it. It's like, boop.
That's how he
Anyways,
holds it. I gotta be all special over here.
I have tequila too, but I have the brown one, not the white one, because
You have
obviously.
You don't have the Blanco.
No, I have the Anejo.
an
Oh.
anejo. It's isn't
What'd
it?
you
No,
call
it's
me?
reposado.
Resposado's the dark one, I think. No, I think that's
Yeah,
the middle one. Whatever.
Yeah.
Lance should know.
whatever.
He's the bartendress.
Mhm.
Anyways, happy
He
Thanksgiving.
doesn't.
I know.
Oh wait. Salud, happy Thanksgiving. Wait. Let's do it on three. One, two, three. Boop the camera.
Oh
Boop.
fuck! I ruined the camera. Just kidding.
Ah. Oh yeah,
I
my
know, right? It's
shoulders
like
too.
all over the laptop.
Mm,
Oop. That was probably more than I should have put in there.
After my day, I
okay.
feel like it's perfect.
Perfect.
Uh,
So yes, good
so
ideas, Mikey.
warm. Thank
Mm.
you.
Oh my God. All right.
My
So
birthing canal just warmed up.
A little pucker.
this. Oh my
Is
God. Shut up, both of
Slashers.
you.
your favorite
Horror.
horror podcast about
The
Your favorite.
mostest.
Oh my God. You're fired. Oh my God. You were fired. Okay.
Wait, you guys get paid?
No.
Anyways. This is Slashers, your new favorite podcast about your new and old favorite horror media. My name is Aid, and with me, as always, are my esteemed colleagues, co hosts, and cohorts on this special Thanksgiving episode today. My boo boo Mikey
So, dog.
Oh shit.
and Lance.
Hello.
Lance, you always like to say something when it's my time slot.
I
It's
know.
just because I
And
love you so much. That's
What
what it
an
is.
attention hoe. I
oh,
can't
I
even.
See?
know.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh.
Just want to be a
So,
part of Mikey's world.
like the Little
Mm.
Mermaid,
Yeah.
but the new one.
With the new one.
that shitty ass new one. Okay, so it wasn't good. I started watching it and I fell asleep.
It wasn't.
Yeah, Mikey said it wasn't good either. So I'm not the only person who feels that
And
way.
it's not because Ariel's black, everybody.
Oh yeah, that has nothing to do with it. I assume she would be. I mean, Sebastian's Jamaican, so I mean, what are we gonna
Yeah.
do?
They're
Anyways,
just saying the storyline sucks, guys.
well,
Still.
that's okay. You know, people have tried to cancel us before. We just come back a little bit stronger each time. So
Yeah, it seems to happen more ever since someone joined, but that's neither
I
here nor there.
know, I know.
What?
Okay. Well, today is Monday, but it's actually Black Friday that we are recording this episode. So Thanksgiving has just passed. So happy Thanksgiving,
Mm.
y'all. I know that everybody must have had a nice little day yesterday with their families and hopefully, you know, you ate a lot and drank a lot because I did. But I thought it would be fitting since all of us actually saw it last week to cover Eli Roth's highly anticipated Thanksgiving. So,
Yeah.
yay.
What was it? 15
Mm.
years in the making?
Yeah, since 2007. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
when Grindhouse
Really?
came
I
out.
didn't know that.
No, I think Grindhouse, it had to be before 2006 because I went on my first date from high
Oh.
school to see Grindhouse, which, by the way, do not watch a double feature on a date, because it's a very long time before you get to Pound Town. But
Mm,
let's see, because I graduated in 2006 and Grindhouse came out in, oh, I guess you're right, 2007. I have no
I
idea how
know
that happened. Oh,
because we
well.
did an entire episode on the Grindhouse
Well, the
double
guy that I went with
feature.
didn't even talk to me outside of high school, so who knows what happened. I'm living in a
Oh.
material world and I'm a material girl.
Mm.
Well, I'm sure you guys still enjoy the films, hopefully. So, especially the fake trailers, which
Mhm.
coincidentally enough, this is I want to say the third film from Grindhouse, the Grindhouse trailers that actually became a feature film.
Yes.
So, yes.
And
Mm.
Rob Zombie, please, you don't need to make Werewolf Women of the SS a feature film, please. The
Oh,
trailer wasn't even good.
well, he's going to probably try, but at this point,
Mm-mm.
he'll probably need crowdfunding again. So,
It'll
there's
be
that.
House of Thousand Corpses, but everybody has ears. Wolf ears. But and I think the only one other than that is Don't, isn't it? Oh no, wait, no, that's a different one. I was thinking of Chillerama. Chillerama had it wasn't a trailer though. For some reason, I was thinking of the Diary of Anne Frankenstein. That's a good one.
Well, if we weren't being canceled before. So,
I didn't make it.
um,
Speaking of getting
Yeah.
canceled, Aid, tell everybody how Eli Roth hates Palestine.
Oh.
well, yeah, that's right. He is Jewish, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know his stance. I haven't seen anything. In fact, I don't really care what everybody thinks. I'm
Actually,
not.
sorry, go ahead.
No. I mean, not that I don't care about what's happening, but hasn't this been an issue forever? And all of a sudden, now everybody is jumping on a bandwagon, and it's like, get over yourselves. When the next new thing comes along, and a new wave of people are going to start going crazy over it, I'll just be sitting in the back, like, I guess we forgot all about Palestine. But anyway.
Well, let me give you an educated person's perspective.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
educated, not educator.
Mm,
Um, this is newsworthy because Scream 7. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way right now, folks.
oh,
Scream
Mm.
7 is being shoved down a shit drain of nothing. And okay, so let me tell you what happened because I am very vocal that I don't care for Melissa Barrera. I mean, I'm sure she's fine as a person and an actress, but I just don't like her in the Scream movies. I don't believe she's the psycho's daughter. I don't believe she's secretly a serial killer. I just don't think that she portrays that in the movie. I feel like they're just making her do that, and she's just kind of like, okay, I'll just stab him a couple of times. Ooh, I'm so psychotic. Whatever. Um, so I didn't really care about her. And then I saw the news article that was like, Melissa Barrera dropped from Scream 7. And I was like, oh my God, maybe it's actually gonna be good. Because I'm only here for my Jenny O. I looked at the news and I was like, oh, this isn't a good reason. And then I started getting pissed off that she was fired because I've been in many conversations of the whole Israel versus Palestine thing. Everybody can feel the way as they want. I personally think 80% of the people don't really understand it, so they don't have an opinion. Not like it's too complicated, but because you literally have to research it. You can't just watch something because they're usually just kind of telling you, oh, like the biggest thing we all saw was Israel's that music festival and the bombs happening far away. So when you
Yeah.
see that, you're like, oh shit, Palestine's the bad guy. But then like you start researching and you start seeing what's happening in Palestine and how they're being treated and how they're being in concentration camps, yada yada yada. And so for Melissa Barrera to be fired from a movie for basically just saying, hey, genocide is wrong, y'all, like that's
well,
fucked up.
this is my issue. What exactly did she say? Um,
Yeah, man,
like
because
because
she
I
was
want to
just
know
giving
what
her
she said.
opinion. I mean,
She
it
said
seems messed up.
what people think is like the worst thing she said is she kind of insinuated like, why are we only hearing half the story? I wonder why. And people took that as like the whole stereotype that Jews run Hollywood. And the thing with
Oh,
Eli Roth, because I'm all down for like, and then of course Jenna Ortega drops out, but I heard she dropped out before, but now she's definitely like, I won't be coming back.
it feels like
um
she used it. You know what I mean? Like it came off too easily for her. It was like, yeah,
yeah,
I think it's fucked up. I'm not up to.
yeah.
It's like,
Well, both of them
Okay.
have signed some sort of online petition for like a pro-Palestine thing. So,
mm.
you know, um, Go ahead
Oh,
with what
well,
you found, Aid.
apparently she compared the treatment of people in Gaza to a concentration camp. So, oh yeah, she said Gaza is currently being treated like a concentration camp, cornering everyone together with nowhere to go, no electricity, no water. People have learned nothing from our histories. And just like our histories, people are still silently watching it all happen. This is genocide and ethnic cleansing.
Yeah. So
So,
basically, like, a summary is since October 7th, more than 14,000 people have been killed, 6,000 children, and 4,000 women. Don't know why we're separating them in Israeli attacks. According to officials, over 1.7 million people are estimated to be internally displaced. So there's something really bad going on over there. I don't think it's far fetched to compare it to concentration camps because we all know what happened to the Jews in Germany back in World War II. My thing is, it's ridiculous to say something I think is so non-controversial. We all saw what happened in the Holocaust. You should think that's bad,
Yeah,
like no
of
matter who
course.
you are.
Yeah.
Um,
People are dying
and
regardless.
yeah, and it's not like she said anything like she didn't wish harm or anything on anybody. If anything, she did the opposite. And so it's very strange. And Eli Roth is Jewish, and he posted on Instagram about how most of what people are seeing from Palestine is propaganda and not to believe whatever, whatever. I,
well,
oh, go ahead.
no, but that's and then the other side of the spectrum, people are saying that Israel's also posting propaganda. So it looks like everybody's sort of, you know, picking and choosing what the world sees, right?
Yeah,
So how can we make an educated decision unless we are there or we really understand the conflict?
I
But
mean, I
that's
think
just
that the thing
my
they're both
speculation.
guilty. I mean, they're both murdering people. I mean, they're both sides are murderers. I mean, that's just how that breaks down.
Yeah, but again, we're not qualified to be commenting on these things. I don't
I
Well,
agree with
am.
no.
As an alt-right Christian, I am against, I'm against all war. I'm sorry. I will fight about
Yeah.
it. I think killing people is wrong. I'm just a dang dirty hippie at the end of the day. I don't
Yeah.
want either country to have any type of body count.
Yeah.
And I think that what's very strange about this situation is we're getting information mainly on Israel's side. And I have some theories because people think Israel, they think Jesus, they think, where he was born, they think the Holy Land, yada, yada, yada. And Jewish people are from Israeli typically. So they connect with it. When you think about Palestine, you're going more into like Muslims and things like that. And people kind of have a preconceived notion about,
Well, America in general always has, unfortunately for that.
to me, that's what's kind of fucked up is that we're only really hearing Israel's side. But I feel like this hasn't really happened before, or maybe it always has and we're just ignorant. But we usually get
Yeah.
what's it called? Unbiased reporting.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's happening. So,
Mm.
Remember, we
Well,
were
I
just worried
mean,
about Ukraine and Moscow.
yeah,
yeah,
it's like that's what I'm saying. Now Ukraine's fallen off the radar because of this. And so I just feel like it's just going to be one thing after another. Like people are just looking for the next soapbox to stand on.
yes.
Not to say that she shouldn't have said what she said, but at the end of the day, like,
It's all
you
important,
know,
by the way.
you
Yeah,
know,
and she does say like, "Hey, like as a Mexican woman, like I am going to say this because even though she's not Palestinian, she knows what it's like to be treated as a brown person, as
Yeah,
we all do,
persecuted.
except for Lance." Um,
Yeah.
passing over here.
my final
Yeah.
statement on
Um,
this is that I don't think anybody needs to be canceled. I don't think Eli Roth needs to be canceled for his opinions. Eli Roth is Jewish. I'd imagine the community that he surrounds himself with that is also Jewish have
mm,
this pro-Jewish, like naturally, like you are coming for your group of people, you're going to be defensive. And so, like, I'm
You're
not
always gonna protect
saying,
your own.
yeah, and I'm not saying that, he's like saying anything hateful or anything. I just think these aren't conversations to have across the whole world as an audience. And so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
exactly.
stance.
But the thing
No,
about
I
it is
agree.
sadly, if they don't do nothing about it and they let her get away with it, then their movie, which is the most important thing to them, gets canceled. And
Yeah.
the bigger idea is they want to keep Scream.
It's
You
going to be
know,
such a, like, that movie is going to be cursed because Melissa Barrera was kicked out for one thing. Jenna Ortega, whether she already left because she's really busy with Wednesday season 2, whether she left because of Melissa or whatever, that's here neither here nor there. But now they're like, oh, we'll just bring Sydney and Sydney's husband from part 3 back. And it's like, well, if Nev Campbell agrees to do it, are people gonna try to boycott her? Like, it's a mess. And I'm just like, just scrap the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because she didn't, like, quote unquote stand up for.
But again, like, that's on them. If you want to say what you want to say. But again, I teach my students all the time. You're not, you can say what you want to say. You're just not free from consequences. Okay.
Yeah.
So, she dug herself a hole. I don't think Nev Campbell's the issue. I think Nev Campbell, if she does decide to do it, they're going to have to fucking pay her the pretty penny that she wanted, which I doubt they will want to.
Yeah. I mean, they might now, because now that they don't have to pay 2 people.
The sad part is the fact that Roth could probably say something like what he already said, you know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like there's a consequence for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To some degree. Like he's not gonna not get another movie. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he is a man, but also too, like, he's established in the community. He's more, well known than she is.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying though. But I mean, I mean, what's good for the, her should be good for him, in the sense that, like, hey, but no one's gonna fire him because, again,
Yeah.
he makes more money.
We'll never know. But Eli Roth is going to be in Texas on Texas Frightmare, and I hope that I can make it and never walk the same again after meeting him. So.
Oh, I know, the bear Jew is adorable after all.
Barrel-legged.
Pretty sure he would not, but worth a chance.
You never know.
Yeah.
But anyways, so back to, and again, our opinions shouldn't matter to you guys, like whether you feel we're not disparaging anybody here. So
I think both sides suck and are murderers, so there that is.
Okay.
Lance, you're fired.
Yeah. Lance, and you should know better since you're the reason why we've almost been canceled like how many times now.
I didn't personally do it.
You go ahead and take back that comment. Anyway,
well, speaking of Eli Roth.
Yeah, speaking of Eli Roth. So I'm really excited today because I actually went to see this film that came out last weekend, Thanksgiving. So yes, we've been waiting for it since 2007. Eli Roth actually left a project, directing Borderlands to come and actually focus on this film. And so I'm really glad that we got this because I really feel like it's this entire film speaks to. Oh, and by the way, I was thinking we could talk about it, our thoughts on it without any spoilers. And then we could be like, oh, hey, by the way, from here on out, the spoilers will be here. So if y'all want to turn off the episode, which they'll probably turn us off after the whole, Gaza.
Yeah,
Israel
way
thing.
to go after Aid comes off all pro-Israel.
So I was actually really excited. Tagline of the film, there will be no leftovers. So the initial trailer is, obviously one of the fake trailers for the Grindhouse double feature that Eli Roth actually directed that particular trailer, and he co-wrote it with Jeff Rendell, who also co-wrote it with him this time as well for the actual film.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, he's in the trailer. Eli Roth is actually in the trailer. I believe Jeff Rendell is in the trailer as one of the extras. I want to say that I saw
Jordan Ladd.
Jordan Ladd's probably in it, yeah. But a couple of actors, and a couple of actors from the Grindhouse film as the cop from Planet Terror, and also I keep wanting to call him. No, not the guy, the brother, one of the brothers. The cop, and then his brother owns the. Why can't I think of his name? Oh,
she was the doctor, not the cop.
Yeah, she's the cop in Scream. She's not the cop.
Yeah.
Anyways, so no, I keep wanting to call him Paxton. Why can't Jay Hernandez? Oh my God, Jay Hernandez is actually. So hot. I know, he's adorable. So, Stella, please get your squeaky ball out of the speaker. Thank you. Anyway, so that was because I had rewatched it this morning because I'm like, I haven't seen it in a while, so let me just rewatch it and so we can actually compare the two, because I do like the look and feel of the trailer. But obviously it was shot like in a different millimeter type film. Doug is more
Yeah.
well versed with that than I am.
Like an
And
8mm,
Well, it
probably.
was just like Grindhouse, very
yeah,
grainy. Yeah.
and they filmed it in Prague, whereas the actual movie is filmed in Canada, and they did it over like what, a
That's
couple
funny.
weeks.
Shooting Thanksgiving in Canada.
I know, in Canada.
A very
Well,
American holiday.
well, yeah, but I mean, I know Canada has the Thanksgiving, but I forget what day it is. It's not the
Yeah,
same day,
it's like
obviously.
earlier.
Yeah. So, but it only took them like a couple of, like, they started production in, I think, May this year. It took them a couple of weeks. It only took them 4 days to film the whole Black Friday scene, the massacre, which I thought was
Ugh,
interesting.
that was, oh my God. Let me open up the episode with this, if I may, even though it's like 20
Okay.
minutes in.
Okay. So, y'all, spoilers ahead. So, if you want to
No,
turn
I
this
don't have
off.
spoilers yet.
Oh, okay. No spoilers yet.
No, no
Okay.
spoilers yet. I just want to talk
Just
about
kidding.
when or how I saw it. So, as you guys know, because you follow my Instagram and my life and my podcast,
Of course.
I was in New Orleans, Louisiana. Louisiana.
What?
I know. I went 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. It was the day that this movie came out. No, last Friday.
It was
So
last week.
whatever. Time is a flat circle. So I drove to Louisiana on Friday, and it takes about 8 hours, 9 if you have traffic in Houston, which you always do. And so we get there, we check into our Airbnb. It's super cute, super fresh. I've been to New Orleans before, but literally just to like pass through. I didn't stop anywhere to actually like enjoy the scenery. So I got there and I went with my partner Adam, who was like, "Well, what do you want to do when we get there? It's going to be like 9 p.m. Like not going to be much to do." And I was like, "Bitch, you know exactly what we're fucking doing. We're gonna go see Thanksgiving." I keep wanting to call it Thanksgiving.
Nice.
So he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, there's a theater." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. We're going to watch Thanksgiving. If I have to break into that theater myself and push play on that damn reeling thing, I don't know. I'll figure it out." So we get to our Airbnb and I look it up. There's a theater 2 blocks away, and it has a 9:30 showing. I did this at 9 p.m. And I was like, "Oh, look, we can walk." It's a theater that I not like a main big box theater. I don't know what they're called, franchise. And so shout out to the Broad,
Mm,
super cute indie theater,
nice.
6 screens. You walk in, it doesn't even look like a theater, it just looks like a square building. And you walk in and whatever, you're like, there's like a bar in the front. They have some hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. And then we
Ooh.
get to our seats, and it's literally like 8 rows. And Thanksgiving was like their headliner too, because you know how there's always the big theater and they have the smaller ones for like
Yeah,
lesser
yeah.
popular movies. So we get in there and I was like, "Oh, I hope this wasn't a mistake. Like, I hope I'm not like gonna see like a shitty like the sound's gonna be off or whatever, whatever." Um,
You went to
but
the wrong place, kind of deal. It's like, oh
yeah,
no.
but actually it was really good. Like the theater
Nice.
was a little smaller than regular theaters, but it was still, I mean the screen was a little smaller, but it was still a big screen. Maybe like something that you would have seen like in the 80s, like
Nice.
those movies. And it was just I loved it. If you're in New Orleans, check out the Broad if you haven't already. It's probably a big thing over there, and I don't know because I'm just a foreigner. But I really enjoyed it, and it made the experience so much better. So let me tell you guys what also made this for me. You remember in Scary Movie when Brenda goes to the movies to watch Shakespeare in Love? I had 6 of those ladies sitting in front of me, and I don't know why they were there. Clearly, homegirls were not fan of horror movies. Maybe they thought this was a family romp comedy, whatever. And they were like shielding their eyes. They were going like this to the screen and screaming. And it sounds like it may have been annoying, but they were loud at the parts where it was appropriate to be loud. Like during everything, they were quiet. But like when
Nice.
the scary stuff was happening, they'd make their comments, just like Brenda from Scary Movie. And I was living for it. So yeah, that made my experience, maybe that probably gave it the half-star extra it needed to get a perfect 5-star from me.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Now, turn down the lights and turn off the podcast if you haven't seen this movie because we will be getting into spoiler territory.
Yes, yes, we
The
will.
killer is, I'm just kidding.
I know. Okay, so the thing is, and I was I glossed over Austin's review on Frightmares
Oh,
about
how
it.
could you not? It was like 5 pages long.
I know,
I was
yeah.
like, Austin, who has time for this?
I know he wrote a whole dissertation. I hope he didn't do that on his phone. And I need like a
He's
whole
got those
keyboard for the.
strongman thumbs. What those thumbs do, Austin?
Austin's like,
Play me like a
Right.
N64, if you know what I mean, right, Lance?
I mean, right now he's taking care of baby diapers, probably. Those thumbs.
and changing diapers with one hand and writing scathing reviews with the other. No.
Oh, motherfucker.
So I thought that he's like, well, I guess the killer, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, is it really going to be that easy? And while I immediately knew who the killer was, because
Same.
when when they showed up inexplicably with the family that everybody hated, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
duh. Like, I get it. They're warming up to the family, and because I was like, why the hell would they be hanging out and being friendly and going to each other? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
So
And like, as everyone knows, the movie starts off with a Thanksgiving.
yeah.
And Gina Gershon, shout out to my homegirl Gina Gershon, getting back in the horror game. She was just in Chucky season, whatever the fuck. And now she's in this. And they made a big deal about her being in this because I guess Eli Roth wanted to work for her for a lot. I loved her ever since I saw a movie called Pray for Rock and Roll. Then I found out she was in Showgirls and I saw that. And I was like, and then she was in Bound, which Bound is great if you are straight and like lesbians. There's
Jennifer
plenty.
Tilly? What?
Yes, Jennifer titillating Tilly, lots of clam bumping, but Gina Gershon's in it.
Oh, I love how Lance like immediately knew that movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
a great
kidding me?
movie.
What?
That movie made
How did-
me scared to break up with somebody.
Right?
Well, no, so she was in Pretty in Pink. That's where I love her from. She's
Fuck that
really
movie. I've never
cute
seen that
girl.
movie.
Love
But
that movie.
this is a horror podcast about your favorite horror media, not Pretty in Pink.
Mm.
So
Pretty
Some
in Pink
people might
seems
think that's
pretty
horror.
horrific to me. Not see Ducky's shoes. Like, come on.
don't know the
Anyway.
reference, but I will say that I'm with you as soon as what happens during. So the next scene is Black Friday. But I was also like, why is Gina Gershon's character with this family? They're not related, right? Because that's what threw me off.
Okay, so she is married to the security guard.
Yes, but
No,
how is
not
he
the security,
related?
the head
worker.
manager.
Yeah, he was like the manager, not the owner,
Yeah.
but the manager.
Yeah, because that's why he was at the thing with her. But if you find out later on, obviously, spoiler.
Wait, no. Wait, I'm so confused. Why was Gina
her
Gershon
husband is the manager,
store?
the main manager, the general manager.
Yeah, but
who
how
had
is
to go there?
How is he related to that family?
I think he's probably the manager, so he's probably there because he's probably the right hand man of the owner.
No. So why is everyone so confused? Now you're confusing me. Okay, the security guard, one of the security guards. There's only 2 security people at the store, right?
Yeah, but they weren't at the dinner.
One of them ran. Yeah, no, but
neither
one
of them.
Yes, the guy with the beard, the husband, was at the dinner.
That's the general manager.
He was the manager.
The
he wasn't a security guard.
Yeah, he's the manager of the store.
That's why he was there. Of the store.
Yeah,
to tell the security guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to tell the security guy, hey, hold off.
This isn't a huge plot point, everybody. She's just
confused.
Why we're having this conversation? So she was married to him, so he got called into work basically. So she goes and brings him dinner. Like, why is that? What's confusing about that?
I was confused because when we have Thanksgiving, we don't have our coworkers with us. It's just family and family friends.
Well,
and so
it's not her coworker. That's her husband.
No, they weren't at his house. They were at the owner's house. The main girl.
They weren't. No, they were not at. These were 2 separate dinners. There was one dinner showing you the owner, Rick Hoffman, and his family and what they're doing. Then there's another dinner across town with the plebeians, right?
I don't think so.
I thought it was the same dinner.
It is not
I think
the
it was
same
the same dinner.
It is not the same dinner. Oh my God, Mikey, you have to cut this out because I'm losing my fucking mind right now. That's right here.
Just to prove a point.
Sir, I'm reading it the play by play. So if you would look at my amazing notes, we don't have to look at them. Yeah, exactly. Be quiet.
Who made this play by play?
Yeah, exactly.
This is just like journalism in Israel. It's biased.
Yeah.
So, read it. they're at their own house. There's two, like they cut to two different scenes. There's two things going on at the same time. What do we understand?
She might be right.
Yes,
I mean,
I am
it's-
right. I am correct. I mean, one's a little podunk country, Roseanne Connor house, and the other one's a mansion. And you think that they somehow merged into the same room? Like,
Well, it's confusing.
It's
oh
confusing.
my God.
If 2 out of 3 people got the same message, then it's a little confusing. They didn't separate them enough
No,
because there's so many rooms in these houses, and I guess maybe you don't ever see them interact with each other. But I was like, why are they with each other?
they're not. They're
Well,
not with
thank
each
you.
other. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
you were cutting all of that out.
Yeah.
All of that will be cut out. I can't do it. I literally am having a coronary right now.
Uh-oh. But anyways, so they have Thanksgiving dinner at 2 separate locations, mind you. One of the Thanksgiving dinners ran by the owner of, is it Right Mart?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
Mark.
The other one is the head manager of Right Mart. Again, this is 2 separate locations, everybody.
Yeah, and so the whole thing, I mean, obviously this is a complete commentary on commercialism and Black Friday at its finest, right? Because the reason that there is a huge demand to open the store is because they have like this vicious crowd of shoppers, and the first 40 get a free
toaster?
toaster
The
oven?
waffle iron, wasn't it?
Oh, the
waffle.
waffle. There you go, yeah.
The waffler.
Same difference. So, okay, that I won't argue with you about.
That's the one she's like, no, we'll let that slide.
I'll give you that one. So basically, like, there's like a whole mob outside, and meanwhile, we have the daughter of the owner, and she's on her way out to a party with all her buddies. And one of the guys needs, and I thought it was really I really liked how the writing, everything kind of seamlessly melded into itself because everything made sense.
Yeah.
Like they're all talking about, the one kid getting into a fight with a kid at a different high school. He broke his phone. Now he needs to get a new phone, right? So she lets them in the back door so they could go buy the phone. And all of the people outside are freaking out because they see people inside the store now.
Yeah,
shopping. And they're like,
they're gloating.
About to, and they're also gloating.
One of them is.
Yeah.
And
one of them.
Also, will say at this part, because there's that one goofball friend that everybody has that was gloating. He was like the jock. But I actually liked these kids. I don't think they were shitheads. I don't think, how sometimes you're like, oh, I just want this person to die. We didn't really have that with the kids. They were actually like good kids. There was no social media influencer. There was no
Well, that one kid wasn't he?
No, he just posted a video that got a lot of likes because of what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, they were all actually all the kids were they weren't like idiots. Like it's interesting because when you're watching, even when if we're going to talk about the Scream movies, like those kids are so fucking insufferable. Like, oh my God, please kill them all. But like, these, you actually, you get to know them, and he did a really good job at creating an atmosphere and introducing all of these characters and their personalities with very few scenes, and really you're really getting to know these kids. And
you feel bad for the one kid, the baseball kid too, because he was just in town just to visit her, when he has his issue, because he was already graduated from high school.
Yeah.
So Bloody Disgusting was talking, and I forget who wrote the article. It was someone in Bloody Disgusting. I don't know if it was Trace or not Trace, Joe Lipset, or they're actually, the Horror Queers are going to be covering this as well. I don't know when their episode airs, but we're going to try and get ours out first. But anyways, somebody was talking, I think it was John Squires. They were saying this is probably the best opening in like horror franchise history, one of the best, slasher openings. And I agree, because I think that you didn't expect that. I expected the kids to be in the store. So this is what I was thinking when they got there. They're fucking around in the store, and there was a killer, and the killer gets one of them or gets all, a couple of them before everybody comes in, and then it's like a whole thing, right? I had no idea that it was going to be what it was.
It was like Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It really was.
That's what it reminded me about, because it's very much like an 80s movie where the event that the kids have to answer to starts first. Like
Yeah.
Terror Train, things like that, where they do something and it wasn't really bad. It was just bad circumstances. And like Final Destination, shit just got crazy and shit happened.
Yeah.
Um, and so that was the surprise for me is I was like, okay, that was a horrific opening, but it didn't have anything to do with the killer. So it was new. It wasn't like, typical slashers where it opens up with the kill. I mean, it does, but not because of the killer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So,
Like they didn't
so
come back to life or just get injured
Yeah.
and everybody thought they were dead. Kind
and
of
the
like a
people
vibe.
were just, the people were so like horrendous. Like their behavior was just awful. And they're just,
Hmm.
they trample the poor guy opening the door. He's dying. He's getting,
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
crushed
Smushed.
and
crushed.
smushed. Yeah, it was so gross.
Which
And the
happened a few years ago at Walmart. The guy got
Yeah,
crushed
a
under the
while back.
door.
Yeah,
People
Oh
are
yeah,
crazy.
people are fucking nuts.
for
Like it's
waffle
insane.
irons.
I mean, and
Jesus.
obviously there's a huge commentary on our commercialism in this country, especially when it comes to something that we get for free. I mean, this
Hmm.
people
Yeah.
when people get something for free, they act like feral beasts, and they have to it just. I mean, it's insane. It's like, first 100 customers get a free taco. We're opening a new place. Our first 100 people like come and like stand in line and like demand something for free, like they're
Oh
owed it.
yeah.
And I'm just like, no, like first of all, if you can't even like you can afford to pay for that. Most of these people can't afford to pay for it, and yet they want it for free. Like, what is that? What is the? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, I thought
Did
that was
anybody else
great.
was hoping the one chick died though?
Which
I was
one?
Which one?
excited. The waitress one, the one that was
Oh
so
God,
No,
that
I
was
liked her.
really.
you
Oh my god,
would.
man.
So
I know when I was watching it, I was like, Mikey, I bet you Mikey's going to love her.
well,
Oh,
because
I thought that, yes.
in the beginning, you don't know that she's gonna have a bigger part, but she's just there mad dogging everybody in the front line. And I thought she was cute because I love unconventional women in horror movies. She's not the typical beauty, like I'm 30,
oh
I'm 40, but I'm beautiful. Like she's the hometown waitress at the diner, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
frumpy,
I do
stout.
love that about it. Like that was actually
Yeah,
cool. Like it's like the unrealistic one. You're like, that's the most realistic one. Really.
yeah.
Well, and
But I did
especially
like her
like,
until she R.I.P. Gina Gershon.
oh yeah, yeah,
That
she
was
had to
her,
do with
right?
that. Yeah, that was
Oh
her
no,
I
like
think so.
she
chopping
knocked
apart.
her. She took her chunk of her hair out.
She didn't even know
Yeah,
it. She pulled it
Oh,
out
that was
afterwards.
so
Like she
gross.
kept going.
that was
So
good.
yeah,
But
like
a funny little thing before we move on from her, like if you blink and you miss it, she actually was getting squished on the glass
and she looked
at the
funny.
beginning with her mouth hanging open.
Yeah, she's and I think that's why I kind of liked her because I thought she was just an extra that was really going for that extra Emmy.
I
Um, but
uh,
no, she comes in later, and then as soon as Gina Gershon gets crushed, unfortunately, she gets ran over. Her hair gets tangled in a cart, scalped a little bit, and
pretty much
then
scalped.
another cart comes and snaps her neck, basically.
Damn.
And I was like,
yeah.
well, I guess we're not going to get a cool chase scene with Gina Gershon. Um, and at that point, when the cop and the sheriff comes and sees her, I knew exactly what the whole plot was. But I will tell you, I didn't care because I am never impressed with the killer reveal. Impressing with the kills, impressing by not killing everybody, which this did, impressing with the creation of the kills. Like, I'm not going to be impressed as soon as you uncover that mask after Scream. I'm like, okay, it's to me it's less scary to unmask the killer. So I didn't mind that I knew the motive and the killer at the end. It
Mm,
didn't detract from the enjoyment from me.
No, no, yeah, I thought it was great.
right.
And I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I think the best reveal would probably be Scream, and then a close second reveal would be the killer in Terror Train, because
Hmm.
you were not expecting that, right? And especially in the 80s. Well, maybe in the 80s that would have been expected because it was the 80s. But
Sleepaway Camp up is up there too.
oh, Sleepaway Camp as well. Okay, so Sleepaway Camp number 3. So those are
Uh,
and two of which take place in the 80s.
yeah.
So
Would you say Freddy or was that Friday 13th? I mean, especially with it being the mom, technically, because everybody thought,
okay, yes, part 1.
yeah, part
Sure,
one's up there.
Yeah.
I'll
So the
let you
early
have
slashers did it right.
Yeah.
Because I even consider Scream kind of an early slasher because I feel Scream really opened the door for all the older slashers for people to be like, oh, I like that. Let me see what else is out there. I mean,
Yeah.
besides Friday the 13th, of course, and Halloween, everybody knew about those already. But it was just a different type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of reimagined horror and, breathed new life
Well, especially with two
into
actual
it.
killers. I mean, that was like
Yeah.
not heard of really at that time frame.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody was like, we know it's Billy, but you didn't know it was Billy and Stu. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert for an over 20-year-old movie.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everyone thought it was Stu. Like, I remember, like, people saying they knew it was
I wanted it to
Stu.
be Randy, honestly, but
That would have made sense if it. Well, yeah. So Randy was like the
so instead of
doesn't matter anyways.
like what is
This
it
is not
in the second one, they made the guy who's almost like Randy the actual
Well,
killer.
you know what? Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, Lance, you remember that movie because you probably went to the movies to see it. So
I was waiting
Yeah.
for it.
I mean, I
probably
did,
did,
but
he was graduating
Yeah.
high school.
I went to the movies to see it, but that's because I had a dad that didn't care what I watched, and I was like
Aw.
10. But
Oh,
anyways,
oh, that's sweet. Anyways, this is not an episode about Scream. We keep coming back to it for some reason.
yeah, hello.
Anyways, but I do like the kids in this.
Yes.
I especially I love Scuba. Like, I loved him, and I was going to be very upset if he died.
Yeah.
I was impressed how many people actually survived, but how many was killed. Like, it was a weird scenario where it was like there was a ton of
only
people
one,
killed.
only 2 of the kids are killed, and there's 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
the Scuba made it.
The main girl,
The main girl, and then the other girl,
Gabby.
Yeah,
yeah.
Gabby, and the girl from which, speaking of Matthew Lillard, she's in He's All That.
I was about to say so not the main girl, but her friend. I was like, why
Yeah.
does she look familiar?
Oh, she's
And
a social person, right?
yeah, she's like a huge TikTok star that
Yeah.
I heard. I never saw it because I didn't look good, but her first role was He's All That, the remake of She's All That.
I've seen
And
I loved it. I thought it was great.
well, I was like, okay, I love that she actually is doing a good job.
Yeah, no,
Like,
she's pretty decent, honestly.
yeah, she
I
did
didn't know she was a
fine.
TikTok star.
Yeah, that's
See?
how she first
Yeah.
got famous.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm
Addison
so out
Rae
of
is her
touch.
name.
Yeah.
Isn't
Addison
she the one
Rae.
with the whole her dad and mom, like, I think broke up, and like one of them was messing around with Gravy, the MC guy, the rapper or something like that. I think that's her.
I hope it was the dad.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so good for her, Addison Rae. Stick to horror, will treat you well. And I also like the main girl. She had a long face, but she was cute.
She's
That
on a
cute little mole.
Disney Plus thing. She does some basketball thing. That's the only reason I saw her randomly. Because
Oh my
the guy who
God.
played Jesse for Full House, he had a TV
John
series.
Stamos.
Yeah, John Stamos. He has some kind of basketball thing that he plays, like kind of like a basketball head coach guy or whatever, who gets dropped down to a high school level or whatever. But she's in it as one of the basketball stars.
Interesting. Well, so after the supermarket fiasco,
Anyway, so a year passes and we see our characters again, which okay, so the guy the kid that liked her, that becomes her boyfriend later in the year, didn't he reminded me of John Cusack for some reason. I don't know what
he reminded me of
about him.
somebody. I don't even know
Somebody,
if I've known
right?
him before or not.
And it would
I mean, I know
what
where
his
he's
damn
from
name
too.
is. Oh, of course. This is another
It's a
Disney Channel
movie.
original.
No, literally, he
Oh,
grabbed a whole
okay.
bunch of Disney kids because
Were you one of them?
Why do you know
Right?
this?
I have Disney Plus. I know all these things. He's
Do
in
you
it.
just watch everything?
I
on
have Disney
Plus?
Plus too, but I'm not watching zombies or what is it?
Doogie Howser, the new Doogie Howser. That's what I was watching. That's what he was on.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
You're
What?
ridiculous.
I watch everything.
Yeah,
Oh, he was on
no
Ghost
kidding.
Whisperer.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But yeah, so love triangle. Oh no. The ex-boyfriend, well, he's now an ex-boyfriend. He leaves town, literally ghosts the main girl. Is her name Jessica? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Ghosts
Jessica.
her. So and then when he shows up out of nowhere, she's like, hey. I was like, that's what you have to say? My petty ass would have been like, who are you?
Oh my God, you would have heard my voice from down the street.
Yes.
Screaming and clapping in his face. Like,
I would have broke the other arm.
Who exactly? Who are you?
You won't even be able to
Anyways,
wipe your ass now, motherfucker.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, given the opportunity, yes, of course. But
Just kidding. I'm not
she
psycho.
was
You can break up with me
she
if
was
you
a
want to.
bigger person than me. So
Well,
there
she
you
was very
go.
tall. But yeah, so of course we have multiple red herrings, which we all knew are not. The
Yeah.
biggest red herring ended up being the killer. But I will say we liked these characters. The only character that was not likable was the stepmom. And even I felt
Oh,
bad. Even I felt
oh,
bad.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Uh because honestly, so fast forward, people are killing people, whatever. Fast forward to when the stepmom she's the only chase scene we have. And it wasn't even really a chase scene, it was more like a Courtney Cox in Scream 2 where she's hiding around the audio booths. It was very that.
Actually,
Um
I feel bad for that cheerleader girl who, or the one poor girl who was an innocent bystander who wasn't even at this thing, and she still gets
no,
like
she
she's the
I
only.
think she
No,
was next to him.
she was, yeah, she was next to him in the
Was she the
riot.
chick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was the one screaming.
Oh,
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
talking all kinds of shit.
I also
dude.
didn't know that at first until I was like, why did he kill her? Because she, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
wait, I think it was because I think she looked a little different. But what I also loved is that they took a bunch of stuff that was in the trailer and put it in the movie, obviously with different people because it's 15 years old. But I kept
Yeah, those
telling
people are
Adam,
not.
I was like, this was in the trailer. This was in the trailer. And so the biggest, like, oh, they did that in the trailer, but they did it completely different was her scene on the trampoline, which you have displayed right behind me. Because in the trailer, it's Jordan Ladd and she's jumping on the trampoline and she even takes her top off and it's her boobs and she's like jumping up and down. And then she does the split on the trampoline and the knife comes up from the bottom and gets her right in the hoo ha. Um,
Hmm. Sure does.
I'm
Eli
sure somebody's
Roth
like,
decided
yeah.
to do a little remix. I don't know if maybe it's because of he didn't want to get canceled because I guess that is kind of I don't know. I think it's
Just a
cool.
little bit.
Um,
Maybe somebody
but
would have accidentally thought it was abortion, and they're like, no, 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 we can't have that.
yeah,
Oh
but then
my
like,
God.
but it was pretty cringy, but like not in like the embarrassing way, like a ooh that because I don't know what it is about heels. Slicing heels fucks me up.
Mm,
And so when you think she's gonna
you're
do the
intended.
splits, yeah, because she doesn't have shoes on, and so
Yeah.
she jumps again, and the knife comes up and it slices her right across the heel and the ankle, and I was like, not hostile again.
Yeah.
Um,
You're not running nowhere.
yeah,
It's like,
and then he just keeps stabbing her through the trampoline. Unfortunately, not in her hoo-ha, but this is
oh, hey, question.
2023, not 2007.
I was just thinking about this. Does the killer ever kill the guy who was supposed to come in as the general manager? Because technically he's the domino effect of this. Like he was the guy who called out, so that's why the guy had to even go in because he had the day off and the other guy didn't show up to work. Did that guy even get killed?
I
You know what
don't
I'm saying?
think so. I don't think was he even in the movie?
That's what I'm saying. Like he was just a phone call. It was like, oh, so and so didn't come in. I have to go in now because that's the whole reason he had to leave. So he's really that person is really the domino effect of the whole movie.
I
And I don't even know if
mean,
that person got killed. Like it was like
I don't think he was the first domino. Sometimes people just get sick. Like regardless if it was him or um whoever was there,
yeah,
it was essentially the kids that started
supposedly
the
egged on the whole situation.
yeah, well one of them really did. Um
Well, they were all responsible.
Yeah.
So she was responsible for letting the kids into the
I mean, some
store.
of the girls though, like I mean, they were just trying to get everybody out of there. You know what I
the
mean? It was
Russian
like,
girl really didn't do
Yeah.
anything bad. She was literally just like, "Oh shit," and tried to get
I
away
was
from
sad at how
everything.
easily the dad was taken out. I thought that was gonna be some Russian mob scenario or something
Well,
like
I
a
don't didn't they
No.
just make him pass out? They didn't kill him.
yeah, like he's
Yeah.
just like I think he or it was either a silencer and he shot him. But I mean, like either
No, it was
way,
a dark gun.
was it a dark gun? Yeah,
Yeah, he was very careful not to.
yeah,
He
like
didn't kill people that he didn't want to kill. No.
Except for the turkey. What did the turkey do? Was that kid in
I
the.
love that.
No, that
That was
kid
the
was
worst.
he was
Was he?
involved. What was he doing? Because I noticed him from earlier and I was like, "Oh, he's probably going to get killed too." What was he doing? That wasn't one of the security guards, was it?
No, because remember the
No.
one kid got crushed, and the other guy was the one that gets his spoiler his head chopped off, and then he feeds the cat. I was one of my favorite scenes, by the way.
Oh my
Oh, when
God,
he
when he was
feeds the
feeding the
cat.
kitty.
Yeah, the
I
cat's like
know.
meow.
I looked at and the cat's like because the bowl's empty. I looked at
Yeah.
Adam and I was like, well, he's not a monster.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly. It's like
I
you're
was
like, well,
like,
I hate this
oh.
guy. Fuck
Well,
this.
because I was worried he's gonna. I'm like, oh my god, because whenever they show an animal, I'm like, they're gonna end up
Yeah.
killing the fucking
Oh, I
cat.
thought it was gonna
And
get thrown into the fucking like the into like the microwave or something really horrible.
poor baby.
No, that was safe for the stepmom.
But people
But
probably would
yeah.
freak out more about that than anything else.
Well, speaking of the cat, Eli Roth said that the cat in the movie was such a good actor and performed on cue that he called him Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio.
How
And
cute.
the name of the cat is Tonic, and he was actually I think Church and Pet Cemetery
No,
2019.
Church is dead.
Oh, the new one?
2019, not the old
He's
one.
dead too, bitch. Run and tell
Well,
that. Look
previously
that up
starred
on
in
your
Pet
Google.
Cemetery, so I don't know.
He was probably an extra. No, the cat that because this cat in Thanksgiving was black, and Church from the remake of
No, the kitty in Thanksgiving wasn't black.
Isn't
He was
Church gray?
like a Maine Coon.
the original Church is great, but the Church that was in the remake is like a brown and black tabby, and he's really cute. And I remember I really liked him because they brought him to the premiere and he stood on a little pedestal, and like 2 weeks
Oh,
later they made an announcement that he died.
oh, poor baby.
So he was
How did
probably
he
another cat.
die?
I think just old age. That's probably why he looks so fucked up in the movie because he's like, oh.
I know that's poor Miko. She's gonna be 14.
Oh, the
Anyway,
baby.
I know my baby.
But now I'm trying to figure out what that kid did. But I remember I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he did do
Maybe
something.
that's the kid that didn't show up.
Oh well, whatever.
You know, to do
No,
the-
was he was fighting with the waitress. Maybe they crashed the carts. Was that the
Oh,
kid?
the ones that crashed the actual heads?
Remember?
He might have been the one that actually crashed the head.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
So you'd think
So,
he'd have a bigger death thing.
well, no,
And
he
he's
got
chopping his head off in a turkey
decapitated,
outfit.
and the
And I knew
And
that
then the
was
poor-
coming too because of the trailer.
And the poor innocent bystander with the one that has the actual boat go right through the head.
Oh, the grandpa.
That scene was insane.
Yeah.
That was so good. Those kids are scarred for life, by the way.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so good. The whole
I
thing
hope
was so good.
those two kids are the killers next time.
The ones that witnessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of Scream 7, can we finance the second one of this movie instead?
Yeah, I
I would
agree.
go fund this for sure.
I think we need to let Scream lay to rest, and that we need to make way for new slashers because we've seen how successful Terrifier is. Damien Leone and Art the Clown, and if you can get a really good slasher and have it stick, this is a great premise. So we don't need to keep reinventing old ones. Like let's make new ones. I mean, The Jester fell flat. I heard. I haven't seen it, but I heard it sucked.
Yeah, we did from the SNS boys.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Well, I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to get Mikey all excited again.
I'm excited. We finally saw one of them shirtless. Which one it was? I don't know. They were wearing makeup.
No, it was your favorite one.
Okay.
I
They're
like the
tired of my
darker
shit,
one.
obviously. I was like, which one is this? He was like, we don't look alike. And I was like, yeah, you do. So,
No, they're yeah, no, they do look very different, but you're such a guy in that respect, Mikey. So I'll give you that. They're all the same. But yeah, so a little bit of trivia, I guess, before we go, and then we can wrap it up with our thoughts and prayers on this because I know that we have a lot to say. Oh, are we doing a play-by-play for the film?
no, I think people should go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, it's too new.
Yeah, there's no reason to do play-by-play. So, but we know that it was a concept since 2007 for the Grindhouse. Again, it's the third one adapted from the fictitious trailers. The other two being Machete, and Hobo with a Shotgun. Yes, Machete. My Spanish is better than yours. Oh, it most certainly is. You couldn't even say Blanco correctly earlier. Anyways.
What? I totally said it correctly.
Shut up. So the film, it's received positive reviews so far. I mean, I think the horror community loves it. And I was a little nervous because everybody was saying how much they loved it, and I didn't see it until Monday. And I was like, well, fuck. Everyone's gonna love this movie. Just like the quote loved Evil Dead Rise. I'm gonna get there and be very disappointed.
God.
But thankfully, this did not disappoint. But I've always enjoyed Eli Roth movies, even his non-horror movies. Like Aftershock was a lot of fun, so it wasn't horror, but it was a good time.
Oh, that
Um,
was him. I forgot.
yeah, I know.
Starring
How much
Selena
did it
Um,
end up making
Gomez.
for the weekend, anyways?
well,
Huh?
Selena Gomez was in there. I forgot about
For
that.
like 2 seconds.
He was in it too. Yeah, Eli Roth was in it.
Yeah, so Eli
Um,
Roth, actually, fun fact, met Selena Gomez while she was doing her, because I think it was filmed in Brazil. She was touring down there, and so she was there, and they just like invited her to set, so that's why she has that cameo. And
oh,
turns
that's
out
fun.
Selena Gomez is like a huge horror fan. On one of her Instagram lives, she was like going through her digital library, and she was like, "I don't think I'm ready to show you guys some of these movies yet, because I don't want y'all to think." And I was like, "Bitch, we accept you. Come as you are." I
Selena
love her.
Gomez, friend of the show, friend of the podcast. Please join us soon.
Mm-hmm.
I
Come
love
over
her
with your
too.
new voluptuous body. We'll support you and love you. And do
She,
horror.
I always imagined her, like, I don't know what it was. Like, she was that cute little face. And I was like, oh, if I have a daughter, I hope it looks like her. Like, I always thought that.
I
But,
was afraid she was gonna look like that for a really long time and look like one of those adults that has a child face, but like not in an attractive way. But she grew into it.
oh, no, she grew into it. Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't she in something just recently that like she ends up getting killed in something?
She's
I thought
in
I saw
Only
something with.
Murders in the Building, which I have
Well, I
on
know
my list.
that,
I gotta watch, but
but I mean, like, I thought there was something where I remember seeing something where she's at a hotel. It's like a kind of like a sleazy hotel or something like that, and I can't remember what it is or like, but I swear
The
I
last
thought.
thing I saw her in was Spring Breakers, which was a long time ago.
oh
Oh
yeah,
wow,
that was an old one. Oh my
isn't that
god.
what the what's his name that got canceled?
James Franco. You know what?
Yeah,
Don't be coming for James Franco. He's an
I didn't
idiot.
say anything.
So
I was just saying
I
with his
mean,
sweet cornrows
but
in
he's
that
so
movie.
cute.
And his gold teeth.
Anyway.
Can only
um,
imagine.
I know, bless his heart. Anyways, sorry, James Franco. I know you're canceled. Anyways, but yeah, so like they had started like talks of this film since 2010. So we're in 2023, right? So 2010 they started talking about it. By 2012 the writers that worked on Clown with Eli Roth were talking about
Mhm.
writing with
Mm.
with him and did not. And then in 2016 they needed to the script still needed work. So they were still writing it in 2016. And then in 2019, reports indicated that Roth was slated to direct an undisclosed horror film for Miramax the next month in Boston, Massachusetts. And they were speculating that it could be Thanksgiving, but we know that they filmed this one in Canada, so who the hell knows? And then finally in February 2023, it was announced that Patrick Dempsey and Addison Rae were the first cast members announced for the film.
Nice.
So we knew that eventually it was going to come to fruition, especially when he left Borderlands to do this, which I
Mhm.
thought was ridiculous because, like, it's Borderlands. Like, I think
Yeah, it's a
everybody's like
huge deal.
really. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I never played it, but I used to watch my ex-boyfriend back in the day play it. And also, I just remember that Cage the Elephant song like got really big from the
Yeah.
trailer for that video game, and I love them. But anyways, that's beside the point. Anyway, so um, Eli Roth has said that this film isn't meant to be the film that was advertised for Grindhouse. We said, let's pretend Thanksgiving was a movie from 1980 that was so offensive that every print was destroyed, all the scripts were burned, the director disappeared, the crew members changed their names, one person saved the trailer and uploaded it to the darkest corners of 4chan, and now it's made out. So this is a 2023 reboot. Once we said that, it's freed up. So I kind of like that they did that because I think that this works. Like, I think that they had a good medium with the kids, and I always say that smartphones kind of take me out of horror, but I feel like they were there, but they weren't like the driving force of the story. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
I mean,
and
I think they did a good job with that part where they basically he had like the fake phones and they
yeah,
drive making them go to different places than he was actually at. So in a weird way, it actually helped them.
hmm
The killer. So it was actually used as a good weapon. You
yeah. So
know.
it was really like and it goes into all the voyeuristic things too, right? Because he uploaded or not uploaded, but he was, I think, live streaming a lot of the murders, right? And people
Yeah.
were hitting the likes, like people were
Hmm.
excited. And it just shows you, the human nature at its finest, because if that actually does happen, and I'm sure in some parts of the world it has, I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised. people would actually be like really into it, right? It's same thing as
Well, it
Back in the day,
happens
I used
on
to.
it happens in Facebook all the time. Like they actually have a team that reviews all videos and they will take down the ones that'll have because I've known a couple people that have worked on that team and they even provide like mental health services for those employees because you see some really fucked up shit.
Oh
Um,
God.
I mean, I used to
And of
back in the
course
day
it's on
was
Facebook.
uh was it Game of Deaths, the one where they had like all the things that they were showing in other countries, people like literally
Oh,
getting murdered.
Faces of
Faces of
Death.
Doom.
Face of Death, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, but
Mhm.
like, but I mean, it was like, but they had it on the internet where it was like always like something you'd look for it and you would try to find it. So I mean, I'm one of those people who were like, "Ooh, is this real? I wonder if this is real or is it fake or
Well,
you know."
so that's my problem with that because I think that the Faces of Death, everything is supposedly fake. However,
Mm,
I put it on for 2 seconds, the little monkey's head in the table, and I was like, and the little monkey was still alive, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. One. And two, it's the same thing like with Cannibal Holocaust, like they were actually killing the animals in that movie. So while
Yeah.
the videos themselves might be fake, I think they're doing a lot of real things
yeah,
in
But
those
it's a
videos.
mixture of fake and real stuff in
I
those
don't need to
videos.
see you slaughtering an animal. I hate that. It's the
Yeah.
worst. So anyway. But anyways, the bloody font used for the title card, the end credits, is the same font used for the original Grindhouse trailer, in case you were wondering, which I know you guys were. And
Mhm.
then
of course. Why
the
would we
killer
not?
actually Eli Roth used a lot of different actors to play the killer in the killer suit. So John Carver in the suit, just to kind of throw people off so we couldn't figure out who it was.
That's why I kind of thought there might have been a secondary person.
Yeah, no, there's different actors that played the murderer or played him
Right, right.
in the outfit. Like Patrick, first of all, Patrick Dempsey is not getting paid enough to be in that outfit. All
Huh.
right, he's
Spoiler.
not doing that. We know he's not doing that. We know McDreamy is not in that fucking outfit. So there you go. Speaking of Scream again, because he's in Scream 3. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know, right? I guess it just all comes back to that. But he intentionally used multiple actors so that he could throw people off. But I don't really think that if you pay attention enough, I think you're going to dupe a lot of people who just go to movies and but we're well versed in the horror genre, so we kind of know what to look for. The budget was 15 million. It grossed so far 17.3, but I guess an opening weekend, thank you, Lance, it made $10 million. So there you go.
Whoop whoop.
It did pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, I saw people like taking their kids, like people on Facebook,
Oh no.
hello, showing my age, taking their kids to see it. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, so there's that. But what is it competing with really? I mean, this month there's Something in the Barn. It's a Wonderful Knife and Iron Lung. And weren't you talking about those two earlier? So
Yeah. Yeah, but
yeah,
those
for
are
this
Christmas
month.
movies. This is Thanksgiving. And this also has the benefit of being one of actually probably the most mainstream popular Thanksgiving movie because we have a couple indie ones, but not
I mean,
anything on this level.
yeah, like I
Thanks
was
killing?
thinking
No.
That
Thanksgiving,
was the main one.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
yeah.
it's so ridiculous, but this is actually like a fully funded mainstream
Yeah. Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, because I don't know too much about Blood Rage, but I actually just watched it for the first time this week, and it is filmed in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
Yay.
There's also one
Well,
called The Last Thanksgiving if anybody wants another Thanksgiving movie out there.
okay. And then you're next, but I don't know if your next is really Thanksgiving. It's like an anniversary, but
Oh
it
yeah.
feels like it's Thanksgiving.
Also
And then
Christie.
Christy is great. I
Christie's great, but
loved,
they're just pretty much like it's Thanksgiving, and that's all it mentions about Thanksgiving.
but the rest of this year, so I was actually looking at movies for this year because we have to start, and all of you, this is your homework, start picking your top 10 horror films. So at the end of the year, we can start posting them like we did
Okay.
last time. We'll just make Austin, make them all pretty like he did last year. And so
Thank God one of us has OCD.
seriously, but oh my God, I tried to write Slaughterhouse and spell check turned it into Slaughterhouse. Why? So we had Slaughterhouse, When Evil Lurks, Pet Cemetery, Bloodlines, Dark Harvest, The Nun 2, Five Nights at Freddy's, which was fucking horrible. I hated that movie.
I liked it.
Totally. Oh my God. Don't even get me
Keep
started.
going.
Totally Killer, VHS 85, Malum, The Boogeyman, Suitable Flesh, Don't Look Away, There's Something Wrong with the Children, The Exorcist Believer, The Haunted Mansion, The Jester, Renfield, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Brooklyn 45, The Queen Mary, Saw 10, Evil Dead Rise, The Blackening. Was Evil Dead Rise this year? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, I feel like it was 10 years ago. So horrible. The Blackening, Scream 6, Infinity Pool, Knock at the Cabin, Insidious, The Red Door, Beau is Afraid, which, Mikey, you like that one.
I
The
do.
Pope's Exorcist, Run Rabbit Run, The Voyage of the Last Demeter. Oh, you like that one too. Wrath of Becky, The Haunted Mansion, Meg 2, The Trench, and 65.
65.
So it's actually, this year was not a terrible year for horror, I will say. But I think
I
that
don't
this
know if
is
I could
probably
pick
my
10
favorite.
out of that list.
No, not now. But I want to see Suitable Flesh because I have high hopes for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do Renfield's Winnie the Pooh.
Ew.
I loved
Cut her
Winnie
off.
the Pooh. It was
Cut her
so
off.
good.
Cut her off. You can
Done.
find us on Redbubble.
Well, at least I didn't say the Pope's Exorcist.
Ew,
Anyways,
gross.
all
That was
right.
also trash.
So I know that I heard that was bad from you, which is why I haven't seen it. But anyways, I mean, it was a solid cast. I think putting Patrick Dempsey in the movie, especially that he's People Magazine's sexiest man alive this year again. I really liked this one. So I don't know how the two of you felt, but I'm sure that we're
I
not
liked
far
it.
off.
I would say 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. Lance, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it was a home run. I mean, it was nice just because you haven't had something like this in a while, and it's kind of like the death scenes were amazing. Just everything just kind of was on point, like almost like a weird like he played it safe but not at the same time. So
Yeah, definitely wasn't as vulgar as his other ones. My only thing preventing it from being a perfect score is again that damn CGI blood. Just use practical effects, everybody.
Oh, where was the CGI blood though?
It
Oh, I
was there
think
was a lot.
in the Black Friday scene.
well, the grandpa dying.
The grandpa dying
Yeah.
when the woman gets split in half, like
Turkey head.
yeah. Unless they had the whole budget
Oh,
used for the stepmom, but
Just put her in there and it's like cook her up.
you know
that
what? That
was
was a
that
good
was
scene.
Dude,
that
when
made
she
me
cut the leg,
uncomfortable.
the meat off her leg, I was like,
Mhm.
damn.
And they
Yeah.
fed it
That's
to the father.
Oh, I was like,
And
all right, dude.
and having Rick Hoffman in this film because I love that Eli Roth uses him because he's great in Hostel. Like he packs such a punch for such a
Mhm.
small
He's such
amount
a
of
good
time.
actor, though.
He's great, and that scene alone was so good. And
Yeah.
to like throw the turkey. So I mean, I thought it was a good job. I thought they did, especially like cooking her in the oven and the other girl in the fridge still alive in the bag, and I'm like, oh my god! Like at this point, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. It was a lot. Oh, did you notice like I loved there was a lot of nods to horror movies and
Mhm.
the parade scene was straight up I know what you did last summer. And I was like,
Yes,
they're not even trying to hide it, and I loved it. Because you also have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family dinner scene, you have like
Yeah.
all these references, but that I know what you did last summer when I was like, mad
okay.
respect, dog.
Another nod to Kevin Williamson. So there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
also that and the whole year later, like what I mean. That's very,
Oh
I
yeah,
know what
that
you did
is
last
very. I
summer.
know you did last
Could
summer.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
so.
I just a lot of fun little nods. I think it pays well homage. I don't think it's cheesy at all. I think it's a good time. I think it is scary. There are scary parts, like when she's the chick in the diner. That was scary.
Yeah.
Pizza face.
I don't know if oh gross. I don't know if the volume was on extra loud in my theater, but I kept jumping and I never jump in movies.
Yeah, no, I mean I scream, but I scream all the time. So
Yeah.
that's me. Um,
I was
shut up.
fine, maybe a little bit deadlier, fine. Just a silent person. Everyone's like, Jesus Christ, why is he not even moving?
He's dead inside. Just kidding.
It's true.
But it was a good time. So I think like I highly recommend it. I would say, 5 out of 5 for me. So,
Yeah.
if you want a good Thanksgiving, and we need more Thanksgiving horror to be completely honest. So if you're out there, anybody in the horror movie universe listening, like let's get some more Thanksgiving or part 2 to this. This
Mhm.
should be a franchise in my opinion.
I mean, spoiler again. I mean, he does not find his body. Like they don't find his
Yeah.
body. So It leaves it open.
Ooh, should Patrick
Oh.
Dempsey return? My goodness.
Yeah.
John Carver, you mean?
John Carver, excuse me. Alrighty.
He'll be all burnt crispy though. He'll be like a Halloween-esque
Even
mask and
better.
everything.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up then, gentlemen
Yeah,
and
Lance, shut the
lady.
fuck up.
Oh my God, Mikey hasn't eaten. Okay, so
true.
well,
Got a power bar. Sorry.
a fiber one bar. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I have to go take a shit and eat. I'm just
Oh, well, I did send you that very helpful
Yeah.
shit video.
I'll let you know
earlier.
what level it ranks on.
Are we doing a shot before we go here? Yeah,
Oh, should we? Okay.
Mm.
Well,
I don't have any
okay.
more stuff.
You
I
don't
have to
any
go all
more-
the way into the kitchen to go get
Well, so do I. If you go, I'll go. It's up to you.
it.
Oh, come on, Mikey. Quit being a bitch.
Fine.
All right. So, wait. Well, let's just really quick before we do this. Follow us on Instagram at slasherspod or Mutants from Beyond. You can follow Mikey at Horror and a Half Shell. You can follow Lance at Zombie versus Hate. You can follow me at Pathologically ADE. If you want to support us monetarily, patreon.com/slasherspod. The holidays are coming. We need money. Thank you. Or you can give amazing gifts right now, especially if you're
T-shirts.
yeah, on our redbubble.com/slasherspod. T-shirts, coffee cans, dental dams, the whole nine. So please make sure you gift the Goon Show to the family this year because we would love to
Make
have
your partners happy.
Exactly. All right, so we're gonna take our shot for our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, salud, my goons.
Hooray. Thankful
Hooray.
for y'all, I guess.
I'm thankful for
Aw,
you
love
guys
you
too.
all.
Love you too. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a lot.
Ugh.
Oh my
Ow.
goodness. Anyway.
Ugh.
So with that, while we're all throwing up later, goodbye and good die.
Bye.
Cool story, bro. No, stop.